and there. And this is where I usually change my background picture and everything. But as we can see, I'm not changing no background picture. But I am going to invite anybody up that would like to come up and just have a chit chat patty whack now. We are no longer doing the...
Stay tuned for the drama, folks. No, it never gets drama in here. There might be stuff discussed, but I have never seen anything that was drama related in here. Even when drama kind of gets brought in, it's still discussed in a civil manner.
Yeah, that's what we try to do. Oh, and he wants to come back. Hey, Angel.
Hey, I just typed in the chat said I love all of you because believe it or not, Maine-iac, you are one terrific man, and ever since I met you, I considered you more of an grandpa to me.
A grandpa? Well, thank you, Angel. I think
I really do appreciate you, Maine-iac.
I do too. You, yeah, You too, Angel. I'm trying to talk and concentrate and make this thing work all at the same time, and it never seems to work that great for me. So there we go. Now I think I got it under control.
Smile and nod, smile and nod. I live by that one, Gil.
R5, I would love for you to come to one of my streams someday. There are a whole bunch of people that I would love to invite someday because I'm not jealous that they're in others. It's just sometimes you kind of would like for them to come to you maybe at least once. And the people I would like to try to come at least once would be you, Gil Skills, David the producer, and I know Maine-iac came one time about a month ago when I did a mailing opening from Patty Broussard. But there's just a whole bunch of people I would like to come over sometime soon.
Yeah, if you're on, Angel, if you're on and I'm not on somebody else's panel or doing something, I'd be more than happy to come over. So I have no problem.
Oh, we didn't say that's what she said, Missy. Ah. I was too busy smiling and nodding.
Unfortunately, drama sells. Yeah, but
Bell Belva said that Maine needs to invent some drama, and I said, unfortunately, drama sells, but it's not worth it still.
Yeah, I don't. It's. I mean, there could be that. You know what happened, so there could be some drama there, but I just don't let it.
Yeah.
You know, there's no point. I hate drama. Drama should be left for television.
Even that drama gets too stressful sometimes.
It does.
Well, you could have joined us, and you're probably still not feeling too well, but you did do an afternoon lunch, so come on up here for a few.
Yeah, come on up, Gil. We won't bite. Well, Angel might, but I'm not.
Well, Gil, I love you as well, but I would never bite you. But I might want to cook you because you are a great thick cut of meat.
Run, Gil. Just run.
I love you, Gil. I love you. I would never do anything to hurt you.
Move that out of the way. Yeah, drama belongs in the movie theater. I agree. Now
I haven't been yet, but I never made any promises they're made. I have never promised not to bite, okay?
I just promise I'm not gonna bite.
He's like, I don't know where that nastiness has been. I ain't biting it.
I just don't have enough teeth, and I want to savor the ones I got, so I'm afraid they'll. Why do I have to apologize to Bubblevis? Huh?
No, Gil, stay in chat. I bite too. No, he needs to come on up here.
I believe Missy would bite somebody. I truly believe it.
I believe she would too.
Gil don't want to come up. He's probably sitting there in his jammies, in bed on his phone, watching the live stream.
Oh, excuses. Come on.
The bandwidth limitations.
If we can't be okay with you at your worst, how can we like you at your best? Come on. I know you just want to hit me right now. You're like, shut up, R5.
Well, you know what, there, R5, you and Maine-iac can hit me with your best shot.
That's a song.
I know.
I know you bite hot mess, Missy. That's why I keep coming back for more. Ooh, Missy. She going for that vegan style. She ain't going for the meat.
I could say something to that, but I am a pillar of the YouTube community.
It was totally meant to be a reference, okay?
And the wifey's home. She's not happy. I guess she had trouble defrosting her window.
Oh, fun. It's already been that cold out there?
We had ice on the windows the other day. I had to go out and start my truck up before I went to work, because there was ice on the window and I hadn't found my ice scraper yet, but it was enough to need an ice scraper.
That's crazy.
That's Maine. But I'm waiting for our Indian summer to come hit us.
That's what happens. Even in Indiana, it gets like cold and then all of a sudden you get heat again.
Yep.
I think Maine-iac Variety's a bit too chill for drama. I don't think you could ever stir drama on him. I really don't. I think he's one of those ones someone could walk on over him and he'd be like, well, I guess it wasn't meant to be.
I just let it pass right over the top of me. So
he'd be the lamest person ever to fight with. I could probably scream at him for an hour and he'd be sitting there looking at me like, are you done yet? Okay, you're done? Okay, I'm going to go to bed now.
Yeah, my wife might beg me.
Frosting out on the beach today. Lucky you, Missy. Lucky you.
Yeah, I really gotta get the wood thing going so I can start fires up here in the morning. I can't keep them going all day. It would drive me out of the house, but I gotta start getting a fire so I can take the chill out of the house in the mornings. And it won't be long before we're gonna have to have a fire all day long. So yes, I know.
See, my house is just starting to finally feel how I like it.
Yep.
I hit a marshmallow at the beach once, and then it got fluffier and fluffier, and you started calling it your fat, fluffy marshmallow. You know, you never said fat, but I'll just add that in there. Now, see, if I'm gonna, you're a bit too chill for that. Like I can't even imagine you in a fight. You'd just be sitting there like, yeah, I agree. I am like that. I agree.
I am like that, but it depends on what the subject is. Like my wife, and I'll say it before she gets in here, can touch on subjects and set me off. But it's really simple things that is like, I've been asking her to do it for 2 years and she ain't done it yet, so that tends to piss me off. And I explode. But yeah, I don't like to argue with my wife. I don't like to argue with the management at work. I just don't. I did it enough when I was younger. I had a temper when I was younger. I was not a nice gentleman until I got married. I just had enough of it when I was younger. So now that I'm older, it's like, you know what? life isn't worth getting stressed out over either. It's like one of the things I've had this problem with, not this wife, thank God, but my other two previous wives, was money. And they'd be like, well, how are we going to do this, and where are we going to come up with the money for that? And they're like, well, why aren't you upset? And I'm like, why stress out over it? Stressing out over it's just going to cause us to be broke and stressed. We might as well just be broke. There's no point being stressed about it. Getting stressed ain't going to make the money come any quicker. So don't stress over it.
Yeah, I got a bit stressed this last week, but it was just kind of unavoidable.
Right. And that's the way, and it's not a gender thing, but that's the way most women are. They will stress out over that. I just look at the aspects of, like, I went without a vehicle here a few months ago. You guys didn't know anything about it, but
hey guys, I'm gonna be right back. I need to check something.
alrighty, Angel.
My biggest fear for me with the no vehicle thing is because with no vehicle, I cannot work.
Yes.
And we're getting behind on bills, and me not being able to work until we figure out a vehicle, there's no way of saving up money for a vehicle if I'm not working, because I already can't pay bills because I'm not working.
Right. But what I'm saying
it kind of becomes a downward spiral.
But what I'm getting at is you were probably more stressed than Mike was about it.
Oh no, he was just as stressed.
Oh, he's a stressful man too.
Well, like I said, for us, it's the fact that we were looking at the inability of me working meant no money coming in, when we were going to just keep going back in bills. We're behind on like a lot of our major bills because of the engine. That me being without a car for like really even realistically this week is going to hurt, but going without a car for longer than that is really going to hurt. To the point where I wasn't sure if we were going to be able to pay our house payment. I really wasn't sure.
It's definitely a stressful thing, but then again, my point is, if you get stressed over it, being stressed isn't helping the situation any. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, but once you get to a certain point, you can't avoid the stress.
I know, but I don't seem to stress over stuff. But it's taken me a lot of years to get that way too.
I've gotten a lot better over the years. I don't stress about a lot of things, but this just a series of events had pushed me to the point of maximum stress levels. And yeah, it just kind of, it was unavoidable stress. I couldn't just forget it or ignore it. It was unavoidable. Like, because a lot of people, and that's the thing, is some people don't understand the full aspect of it. They go, well, in this day and age, we've got Uber. We've got all these other means of transportation. Just call an Uber. Well, that works fine and dandy if you have a regular job that you need to get dropped off, picked up from, or someone can drive you there and pick you up. But when you have to travel from place to place to place to place, and you're going to 10 different places in a day, you can't call an Uber for that. You make nothing because you're paying everything to the Uber.
And it also depends on where you live. It would I don't even know if we have Uber around here, but it'd probably cost me $400 just to get one out here where I am. So I do know that it costs $20 minimum just to get a taxi out here to pick you up. Because I have called a taxi before, and it takes them like an hour to get here, and it is a $20 minimum, even if I want to go the 4 miles downtown. Just to get
for me, I was trying to tell people, because like a lot of people were telling me, well, call an Uber, or they're like, oh, just use Mike's car. When he comes home from work, because he works midnight, so you can use his car. Well, that would work if he worked a typical job as well, but he gets frozen every day and doesn't get home till almost noon. And I have to be home by 3. So if he gets home at noon and I have to be home by 3, I can't get any work done. So it's kind of hard to use his car and get any work done because I'm going to get one stop and I have to be home. So now I just wasted my gas basically going for that one stop, because one stop doesn't pay my gas. So it's just, there's a lot of like things that people look at on one end and they're like, a lot of families go with one car and they can make it work. And I'm like, but it's different in this sense of there's a few things that put into play that makes it almost impossible.
Yeah, and if you got two people that work in one house, one car doesn't work. It wouldn't for me and my wife. Like I said, I didn't actually go without a car, but I almost went without a car because the tires on my Jeep were so bad, and so I was kind of weighing back and forth because I had spent all that money on the front end, and it still wasn't. It was still wore the tires right off, and it was like, well, do I want to risk spending $600 on some new tires or what? So I kept going and going until the canvas was showing on both of my front tires on the Jeep, and then it was like I ended up going to buy the truck. But yeah, it was close. But I have the option of, if I had to, I could walk to work. So there's also a different situation going on there.
Yeah. Hey, if I could put my horse in my backyard, I'd just ride her from point A to point B, but that's not an option. And I do want to say something to you, Go Fish, because I saw you apologizing to Gil. I feel the same way as Gil does. You never have to apologize about not making a stream. I love seeing you show up in the stream. I love seeing you there. But I understand life happens. You have other circumstances. You never have to apologize. That goes for me. I know Gil said the same thing. I'm sure the same goes for Maine-iac. I hope everyone understands that. Life happens. You don't have to apologize for leaving the stream, not being able to be at a stream. Be there when you can, and we love seeing you there.
Yeah, I was on Gil's panel one day last week and was like, oh, my mother's here. See you later. I got to go. So, yeah. She hadn't been here in a while. So, but what's great about Gil's streams, his shenanigans, Go Fish, is they're short. They're almost like a video. So you can always go back and watch it and leave him a comment afterwards. Which is what I tend to do on Mondays and Tuesdays. But he didn't live stream this Monday and Tuesday, so I didn't have to go back and watch. I'm
all better apologize to me. I did nothing wrong.
I'm going to put that out there again. If anybody wants to come up, if nobody wants to come up, I will hand it off to Crystal, because I know sometimes she does late night live streams. So if she wants to go ahead and go live, we can head on over there.
I won't be doing that tonight.
No?
No, I went live earlier today, and then I released my video, so I don't go live after the video because that just messes up the views. I had some really yummy looking steak that I released in the video today.
I did see that.
Speaking of bacon, Gil.
I happened to be on live stream. I was on, where was I? E-Waste Mike's live stream. And your video popped up that it was on. And I said, oh, she put steak on the smoker. Welcome back, Angel.
Go Fish Office. We got this I'm doing on Friday.
Speaking of steak and bacon, there are 5. The reason why I left is because I had to check up an order, because I tried ordering the chicken bacon ranch melt from Subway through DoorDash, but I was like, saw like a time, I was like, huh? So, and apparently I mistakenly ordered the from Subway that's over 900 miles all the way in California, and I tried canceling it, but it was too late, so I had to reorder it through a different app. So I went to Grubhub.
I'm sorry. That's disappointing.
It was my mistake. I should have checked the distance before I placed an order that was over 900 miles away.
Okay, so funny story. I did this. Not this year, but the year before. I was bringing the girls, Autumn and Haley, to Slime Fest. And I was getting a parking spot out in the city. So I went on to the parking hub, whatever it's called, that you get a parking spot in advance, because there's never parking spots out there. And I got a spot, thought it said it was only like 5 minutes away, it was like 0.5 miles away from the spot I was going. Yeah. I go to drive there the next morning. I plug in the address and I'm like, why is it telling me I've got to drive? What the? No, it was more than 10 hours. It was like 24-hour drive. It was like a 2-day drive. I'm like, what the hell? I start looking. I had registered myself for a parking spot in California. When I was supposed to go to Chicago. Thank God there was another parking spot I could get in Chicago at the time. But yeah, I was going to go to California for the concert that was in Chicago.
So,
Because I thought the subway was the one not too far from where I live and such, but apparently I didn't check how many miles it was, and now there's an order all the way in California, and I don't think it'll get here in time before it becomes bad. So I had to go to the Grubhub instead.
Yeah, but go fish. I'm eating that Reaper on Friday. That is Carolina Reaper. That's what's coming up hot. That's my Friday thing.
Gil, if you're still in the chat, I don't know if you was in here. I don't think you was when Phil, Everything Spicy, was in here. But in honor of Everything Spicy, I ate an amazingly hot pepperoncini.
In honor of Phil being on panel, he ate that pepperoncini and he cried a little bit.
I did.
Yeah, you should have your Reapers probably tomorrow if you didn't get them today, Gil, because these came today. He sent ours on the same day. If I survive Friday and I feel like I can do it again, I'll do it with you on Saturday on your stream if you want to try yours on Saturday.
And I think that's when my order will go all the way from California to here is by Saturday.
Night, Missy.
Come here,
Yeah, Phil offered to send me one of those Reapers, and I said no. No, you're just gonna be wasting it because they ain't no way in hell I'm doing that. So that's about as hot as I want to do. I'm still trying to think of something fun. I want to do something fun. I don't want to do something that's going to hurt me.
I don't know how to Xeeful, I'm not sure if I'm saying your name right, but I've done the world's hottest chocolate, the Satan's toe, the 2 times hot noodles with a Reaper cut into it, and I've ate a Naga bubblegum pepper, the actual pepper pod, and a 7-pot slimmer pepper, the pod. So yes, I've ate some hot stuff. This is the first time going for a Reaper.
You have a great night, Missy, as well, if you are still in the chat before you jet off for the night. You know what, Missy? I'm blaming my mistaken order on you. Yes, it's my fault. I should have checked to see how far it was, but I think Missy's dashing good looks made me get distracted.
Gil Skills got his guts all up after eating those noodles that Saturday. He's like, I can do it now. Let's do a Reaper. I swear he said he was never going to do another thing after those noodles, and he did the noodles. He's like, I'm ready for a Reaper now. No, Xeeful, I did 10 squares of the world's hottest chocolate, and I did the Satan's toe for 20 minutes. I held that in. Could have went longer, but I was sick of drooling, and my chin was starting to burn.
Yeah, that was, nope. Sorry, I'm not. No. But honestly, Chris, that thing did make me tear up, but it actually wasn't the hotness that made me tear up. It was there so juicy because they're in that juice. When I bit into that first pepperoncini, the vinegar and stuff actually shot right to the back of my neck, back of my throat, which made me tear up.
I love pepperoncinis.
I
love pepperoncinis and I love jalapenos. I'll eat jalapenos like they're candy.
I only eat jalapenos if it's a jalapeno popper.
Did a habanero pepper lantern, they range from 80 to 400. Yeah, and like as Phil was explaining it, like the sucker and the world's hottest chocolate, they say 9 million Scoville units. But he's saying like they're taking a 9 million Scoville unit extract and putting it into the solution. So it's not necessarily 9 million Scoville units. When you do like the actual peppers, like he said I want to say the Reaper, he said is like 2.2, but he said the Naga is supposed to be somewhere around like 1.5 Scoville units, 1.5 million. And I'm going to tell you right now, that is way, way hotter than doing any of those 9 million Scoville units, chocolates and stuff. That was a way different sensation.
Well, you guys said that the 9 million stuff isn't really hot anyways. It's more like putting a chemical in your mouth.
The chocolate was hot. It hurt your throat. It definitely burned. You definitely felt it. But it tasted like butt. It was so disgusting. It was just disgusting. I couldn't handle the taste. I probably could have taken that whole bar, stuck it in my mouth, been done with it. But the fact that I had to keep enduring that taste really got to me. And the burn in your mouth doesn't go away right away. That does stick around for like 30 minutes. It was hot, but it wasn't. It's hard to explain it. It really is. It's like it was hot, but it was like a different hot. It was a different burn. It was like a nasty, stanky, gross burn all at the same time. Yeah.
Yeah. Nope. Like I said, I don't mind a little bit spicy, but I want flavor. Like pepperoncinis, they taste good. They're not hot. Okay. If anybody doesn't, a pepperoncini is basically kind of like sucking on a hot ball. You know, they're not hot at all, but they taste good.
I like the taste of pepperoncinis. I do. I did not like I don't know which other pepper he sent me. I think if I remember correctly that this might be a Naga. And I did not like the taste of the Nagas. It's a floral pepper and I didn't like it. I didn't like it. Not at all. Now, I didn't eat a 7-pot brown last time. I ended up giving them to someone else because I wasn't going to finish them all. And I wasn't planning on revisiting the peppers again. So, the 7-pot brown I did not eat last time, but he sent me another 7-pot brown. So we'll see. We'll see. Maybe I'll freeze them and put them in some food or something. I'm going with flavor hot foods from now on.
Stick them in a dehydrator.
Cinnamon, it wasn't bad.
Stick them in a dehydrator and grind them up and use them kind of like you would crush red pepper.
Yeah. Mike, I agree. And that's the thing is I think the peppers themselves are worse than the candies made with the extracts by far.
Well, you get all the oils from the peppers.
But may I ask you this? Why don't you like cherry candies or the thing that you said earlier as opposed to the hot candies that you tried before?
Cherry candies?
Because earlier someone was asking you about cherry things and you said something about like a cherry candy.
Oh no, he was messing with me, asked if I wanted a cherry sucker, and I said no, thank you. I'm not a huge sucker person in the first place. I'm doing the hot stuff just because it's kind of fun for the challenge. It really is. I'm kind of getting into the challenge at this point. It's kind of interesting to see what I can push myself to.
Well, you know what, Gil and R5, I'm a sucker for you.
So, in all honesty, okay, here is the spiciest thing that and this is honest, without a doubt, the spiciest thing that Maine-iac eats. I go to Subway, and I always have pepper jack cheese, banana peppers, and their hot spicy relish. That's the hottest I get. I don't even know what it's made out of, but that stuff burns my nose. That is the absolute spiciest stuff that I eat.
See, now I got Gil on the other hand because of all the stuff I've been eating. He's getting all concerned and keeps telling me, be careful. Be careful. Stop eating all that crap. Can you please be careful? She ain't going to listen to me. Just be careful.
Yeah. Phil said it best tonight, though, and he said you have to keep your body in tune and you have to really work up to that hot stuff. And
I'm going to say the more that I've done of this stuff, the easier it's all becoming. Now, this Reaper is going to suck. I'm not going to even sugarcoat it. It's going to suck. Friday, it's going to suck.
Is that when you're doing it? Is Friday?
I'm gonna do a Friday. I'm gonna do a stream on Friday. I'm gonna do a Reaper. Like I said, if I go through it and it's like, hey, this wasn't too bad, I can do it again. If Gil wants a partner when he goes for his Reaper, I'll do it on his stream with him. As long as I don't die doing it by myself on Friday. I don't think we'll convince Gil to go a second round with the Reaper.
You ain't gonna convince me to go one round with a Reaper.
I'm still
Maybe-
shocked that he said, I think I need a Reaper.
Maybe if somebody cut it up and give me a little teeny tiny piece, I might try it. But no.
I might put mine in a nice sauce. You know, that's why I'm probably gonna take most of these peppers and freeze them and try to put them into something because I do like heat. I do like heat. So I think like adding it into like my chili or something, I'd enjoy it.
I am so
Believe it or not, one of my friends down in Minnesota earlier this year was growing some peppers, and one of the spiciest peppers that he grew was like a pepper that was at the rate of 10,000 Scoville units, and there was no jalapeno. It was some other pepper I don't remember, and but he made like the salsa out of it. But I just made sure I took as littlest of a scoop as possible, and it was so hot I needed some milk to wash down the heat.
Mike, yes, it does hurt coming out, but the worst part I'm going to say about the pepper, one I don't think is going to hit me as bad, but when I did the Slimmer and the Naga on Phil's stream, I had pepper cramps. Like he was saying, the capsaicin cramps. I had those cramps all night. I was woken up like every hour with cramps because my stomach was not happy with it at all. Not happy.
No, Zeppel, I don't want Reapers in my sandwich. You ain't getting it. I don't want a Reaper. None. I am
Well,
so
I had who was the Destinations Chronicles set on my video today because I said you could probably stuff anything in that steak that you wanted to because I did onions. And she said, anything like Reapers? And I'm like, no, thank you. I want to enjoy my meal.
Yeah, I'm so glad that Phil gave me an easy out and said you shouldn't do it if you have breathing problems. Yay, thank you.
Since the Reaper has become so popular both for YouTubers and around the fast food because Taco Bell had introduced their Reaper Ranch fries earlier this year, I wonder when Subway will do a Reaper sub.
I don't think Subway's ever going to introduce Reapers.
No, that's too hot.
Reapers are not easy to get your hands on in the first place. Like I actually had people begging me for my Reapers when I got the last one from Phil just because they wanted the seeds because they were trying to plant some this year and they couldn't find seeds. Or they're having to pay like $30 to get them. Ow, you're biting me.
That cat is adorable. Is it a cat?
Oh yeah, it's a cat.
All
That's
right,
gonna sit there and bite me.
I know dogs can bite as well.
That's my boy.
I gotta get up. I gotta get up early in the morning and go to the hospital before I have a cup of coffee so they can suck out my blood.
Lucky you.
Well,
No, they're not cheap, Gil. That's Gil Skills Live is in here now. Zeffel, that's the other channel of Gil Skills is his streaming channel. I told him both channels, so I'm just pointing it out. But no, they're not cheap either. Like they said they're having to pay like $20 or $30 to get a Reaper to get the seeds.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta go. Tomorrow's my 3-month test for my A1C.
So is this kind of like a sign where you're cutting the stream to an end?
I will be probably in a few minutes. Yeah, no, I was just stating I got to get up in the morning, but I got to go have that done. And then Friday is my appointment with my doctor. And if my blood sugar hasn't gone down any, I'm throwing away the metformin. Because it's not doing any good. I don't see the point in me have to keep taking it and going to the bathroom 4 or 5 times a day if it's not bringing my blood sugar down.
So is the medication that you are taking giving you some form of bladder problems?
It's given me massive diarrhea, yes. So.
That is no fun.
No, and
No.
the thing is, my blood sugar, I don't even know why they're messing with it. My blood sugar is not that high. It was my A1C was at 7.8. And they don't really worry about it too much until it gets to like 9. And all this metformin I've taken has only brought it down to a 7.4. So I'd rather have the blood sugar be a little high and have to give me a test kit and poke my finger once a day than I would have to deal with this. So can you tell me a secret? Well, it won't be much of a secret if you tell me in chat, but sure, go ahead. You'll have 10 other people here that know this secret.
By the way, just out of curiosity, how did you come up with your channel name R5 Adventures?
That's like the number one question. I think that's going to have to go on the Q&A that we put out soon. We did put something on our community tab, by the way, saying, hey, if you have any questions for our family, for me, my husband, the kids even, that you want to ask, put the question on that community tab because we're going to be putting a video out. Me and the husband and possibly the kids will all get involved and do a Q&A video.
Choo.
So the number one question out of all of them has been how did you get the channel name of yours?
A lot of people ask me in chat and just in general how I got my name or how we got our name. I will answer it because I always answer it. But our last name starts with R. It's Rowe. So the R is for our last name. And there are 5 of us in the family. There's 3 kids, 2 adults, so R5. And then adventures, just because we just do all kinds of stuff as a family. Our channel's about all of our adventures. My husband wants to change it to either R6 or R5 plus 1 because Haley is kind of like an adopted daughter to us, and she's not really our daughter, but she's really involved in our channel, and she pretty much she calls us mom and dad. We call her our kid at this point. Like her mom is okay with the relationship we have. But he wants to change it to like R5 plus 1 because of her. But it's R5 because of the how many are in the family.
Zephyl, my doctor knows everything. I have been going to the same doctor now for 25 years, and there's nothing that man does not know about me. So
want to know a little bit of advice?
What?
Your doctor doesn't care about you. They only care about the money.
No, that's not.
You can have good doctors. You can have good doctors.
Like I said, I've been seeing the same doctor for 25 years, and he's an awesome gentleman, and he knows everything about me. He doesn't complain and bitch at me. Well, he'll bitch at me, but he doesn't like try to force me to, quit smoking, and he knows it's hard and everything. I've got an awesome doctor. I wish everybody could have a relationship with their doctor like I do. So yeah, I will definitely tell him all of my concerns.
Yeah, there's definitely doctors I wouldn't trust, but there's plenty of good doctors.
Yeah. Like I said, this doctor I lucked into. I didn't really have a family doctor, and then my wife was pregnant and had our first son, and he happened, the OBGYN wasn't there, and this doctor happened to be on call, and he delivered my son, and we got talking to him, and he said he was taking on new patients. So me and my wife both, started seeing him, and even my ex-wife still goes and sees him. She's been seeing him for 25 years also. So some doctors are good.
Oh yeah, I've got some good. My son's got a very good doctor that I wouldn't change the doctor unless I absolutely had to. Best way to put it is that doctor, my insurance company changed things on me. They didn't give me any forewarning they were going to change things, and what they did is they pushed me into a different network that my doctor did not accept. And we didn't know this until we showed up at the doctor with my son. This is my special needs son. And we found out once we got there, they ran the insurance, and the front desk said, I'm sorry, he can't see you because your insurance isn't going to work for him. And they went back and told the doctor that I was there, but the insurance had gotten changed. He walked back out there, told the front desk, I am seeing this child. He is my patient. Call the insurance now. Fix the issue. I don't care if they don't pay us for this visit, but he is here now and I'm going to see him. I will go without pay for this visit. And they took him back there. They took care of he had something, he had like pneumonia or something. He took care of what had to be taken care of. He treated him and they took care of the insurance issue. So he didn't get paid for that visit. He never billed me for it. He didn't get paid for it. Next time I showed up, the insurance was good. But there's good doctors out there. There's doctors that actually care about you.
There is. If you're not having a good time with your doctor, Angel, then find a different one. But there are some doctors out there that just, he's right. There's some out there that just, they're only in it for the money. Turkey Leg TV, welcome.
Oh, he's saying he could jump on live and we could raid over to him, I think is what he's saying.
If that's what you're saying, I'd be more than happy to. I'm going to do it now.
And then you're probably most likely going to be ending the stream afterwards.
Yes, Ralph calls this the infamous cigarette. Usually when I hold a cigarette up like this to the stream, it means I'm going to smoke that and then I'm going to be done with the stream. I don't know what I'm going to do when I quit smoking.
Yeah, and Mike, that's exactly it. Like I said, there are good doctors out there, and that doctor, unless I absolutely had to change doctors, I would not change doctors from him. He's learned a lot with my son. My son was diagnosed with the syndrome he was not familiar with. He did not know anything about. And he had to learn a lot about that syndrome over time. So when we first got the diagnosis, realistically, I probably would have been better off finding a different doctor that knew more about the syndrome. But he was willing to learn with us, and he was willing to listen to us and other doctors. And now he knows the syndrome. He knows my son. He may not know it 100%. Most of what he's learned has been from my son. But I wouldn't change because I know he cares and he's going to do everything in his power to make sure my son gets the care he needs. So it's just, there's no reason for me to look for another doctor, even though I could possibly find a doctor that knows his syndrome better. The doctor I have, I know cares.
So yeah, Turkey Leg TV, you go ahead and hop on, get yourself a live stream hopped up, and when we're done here, I will send everybody over there to see how you're doing and check out your project. Sounds like a good plan to me. Hello there, kitty cat.
The laziest cat around right there. That's where he lays while I stream the whole time. That's his chair. He literally lays there and sleeps the whole time.
So I gotta ask, Crystal, does Mike have a dirty job?
Well, I guess you could say yes. He works in law enforcement.
Oh, you must have known where I was going with that.
Yeah. No, I knew where you were going because micro.
Yep, micro.
Dirty jobs.
Well, guys, even though you guys are dirty and all, but I need to do my job and wait for my order, so I'm going to get off since you won't be on very much longer. Maine-iac, I love all you guys, and you guys are a terrific, great group of people, and Gil, if you're still there, I love you.
All right, Angel, you have yourself a good night, buddy.
You too.
Good night,
Bye,
Angel.
everyone.
It's always fun. Wish you could have jumped up here, but I get it. You're not feeling well.
Yeah, I get it too. That's Angel
And maybe
Munoz.
I said he needed a co-host, so I said I would be up here with him.
Yep. Otherwise, I'd have been doing it
And
by
in the end,
myself.
you got a little bit of the behind the channels about my family. Again, if you didn't know about my family yet, you just found out again.
That's right. I had been to local ER, and some of the doctors that was on that night clearly did not care because we had no insurance. Depends on. I know where you are, Mike, and a lot of that depends on which hospital you went to.
Yeah, we've had that issue, Mike. We've had my son. He had RSV, and we went to one hospital. They told us that it was croup, and kept us one night, turned us away, told us go home. Went back the next day to another hospital because my son was pretty much dying. He couldn't breathe. He was at an 80% O2 stat. He was dying. And we went to the other hospital, and they checked him over, realized, no, he had RSV. He couldn't breathe. He needed help. And on top of that, he had a heart condition that was crushing his trachea. So his trachea was half the size it should have been. Had I have believed the first hospital, he probably wouldn't have made it that night. The doctor said he wouldn't have made it through another night without any help. So it's you've gotta question everything in a sense. But when you find a good doctor, you know you found a good doctor. But you've got to be willing to take what someone's telling you. If you don't believe that's accurate, go get a second opinion. Don't hesitate to get that second opinion. Because if I would have hesitated, my son wouldn't have made it. I can pretty much guarantee it.
Well, out where Mike is in Waterville, they got two hospitals. You got Mid-Maine Medical Center, and then you've got Inland Hospital. Inland Hospital is an osteopathic hospital, so they're more touchy-feely. They even have some holistic doctors in there and stuff like that. And I've heard that when it comes to people not having insurance, they turn them away. Mid-Maine Medical Center is funded, and if you can go in there, they will absolutely see you with no insurance. If you say you have no insurance, they will say, are you having money problems? They will hand you a paper and have you fill it out so that you can get, even if it's just that visit, you can get that visit put up for free. They're awesome when it comes to that. That happened to me right after my business went out. I ended up, down and out, and I was helping my uncle, and I got hit in the head with a tree. And I went in there and I filled out their paperwork, and I ended up getting 6 months of free medical care from them. So some places are pretty good.
Oh yeah, well, it's like for me, I won't go with my son having the special needs. I will go for any of his specialty spots, specialty stuff like his feet, his legs. I go to the children's hospital. That's the only place I will go because I saw a local doctor that's not a children's specialist that wanted to break both my son's legs for club foot. Club foot has nothing to do with the bones in the leg. It has nothing to do with it. But he wanted to break both legs and plate them to fix club foot. I paid out of pocket to get a second opinion who was at his original doctor out of Illinois because our insurance didn't cover him. Had I not done that and I just went along with the ride, he may have never walked again. Yeah. So you have to think logically on everything. You have to be willing to do your own research. Like, yeah, you don't want to Google everything because you might be dying with every symptom. I got the sniffles, I'm dying. You got to be careful with your Google too. But be willing to say, hey, I know for a fact he's got club foot. Now let's Google some stuff about club foot. What are the typical practices and procedures? Is this doctor way off his rocker, or do I want to get a second opinion because it just doesn't seem right? You have to be willing to kind of look things up and go take your own opinion, and maybe you'll get that second opinion and they say, yeah, that's exactly what needs to be done. Well, then maybe that's what needs to be done. But if it seems questionable, check it out. Like, don't just go for the ride, because going for the ride could jeopardize your health or your child's health.
Or your wallet.
That too. They could just be treating stuff that doesn't even need to be treated, so you got to be willing to question.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, she's having a fit upstairs.
And Cosmo Black, I know Cosmo Black said he's had a lot of similar health issues my son has had.
I've been lucky up until my heart attack. I was a fairly healthy person, so And then I went all to hell.
Are you out of Maine as well, Mike?
Yeah, Mike actually lives about 10 to 15 minutes from me.
Okay. I was like, it sounded like you guys might kind of know each other. Or be local to each other, kind of.
Yeah. Actually, we know some of the same people. He informed me the other day that my cousin's been trying to get in touch with me. It was Inland. Inland does have some good doctors because Inland is basically an osteopath, but they also have some other doctors that are in there. But if I have to go, I prefer to go to over to Mid-Maine because my doctor's also associated with Mid-Maine. So that's where I go, and I usually get pretty good service there.
Yeah, you've got to do your research. Some doctors go into it just for the money.
Yep.
They're not there with their heart in place for the right stuff, so they're only worried about what money they're going to make, which can be jeopardizing at times.
It can. It can. And that's why I said I when I find something good, I stick to it. And like I said, I've had my doctor for 25 years, but at the same time, he works with another group of doctors. So if I really need to be seen, I can call him up and say, "Hey, I need to see somebody now," and they will put me in with another doctor because they all work together, you know. So I like that aspect of it too. That I like to see my doctor, but if I need to get in a hurry, I can get in to see another doctor.
Yeah, with my son, you know, the number of times that he's gone in to the doctor's office and they didn't have an appointment available, and I was just gonna have to bring him to urgent care, and our doctor found out we were there. He's like, "No, I don't care. We made a spot for him. Bring him back." Because he doesn't let me go to see just urgent care. If he's available and able to, he always takes my son.
And that's good.
Oh, a bit of ride. I get to go to Riley's, Mike. Riley's is like a 2.5 hour drive from me. That's a regular trip.
Well, the thing is, Mike, if they send you to Augusta, they send you down in an ambulance. Because the hospital in Mid-Maine Hospital, I should say, isn't really a hospital. It's an emergency center. So you go there if you have an emergency, and then if you have to be admitted to the hospital, they send you to Augusta. Now, when I had my heart attack, I had a fun night because I went there. They told me I was having a heart attack. They sent me to Augusta, and then Augusta didn't have the stuff to do what they needed to do, so then they sent me all the way down to freaking Portland. So, yeah.
Yes. Like I said, there's the good hospitals, there's the not so good hospitals, but you've just got to be willing to research.
But, yeah. Oh, man. It's getting chilly in here. I'm going to have to do something with wood pretty soon. I'm not looking forward to it. But that's life. Unless I want to spend a couple $1,000 to put a heating system in, but I don't like that type of heat, so I'll deal with the wood. Wood's a much warmer heat too. It's very relaxing heat. So, all right, folks. Well, I don't see that Turkey Leg has gone live.
I didn't see either. I just went over there and looked, and I didn't see him.
So, I guess we're not going to rate him. Guess we'll all just go to bed.
I think. Hold up one sec. I think.
Crystal's got somebody she wants us to read.
Let's see.
Oh, Get Her Done Granny is up. Amy Amore is live.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I have a feeling I know where Spicy went. Hot Sauce Junkie Tim is live right now. That's what I was looking. I thought he was live.
Oh, is he? I don't. Yep, he's live too. I don't know where you want to send everybody.
Totally up to you. Any of those I think are worthy components.
Well, you know what? I have never done a Green Bay wacky raid before.
Yeah.
So how about we do that? I think that is an awesome idea.
You getting his link?
Yep.
Yeah, I've rated Hot Sauce Junkie Tim, and I know he was all excited the night I did. I guess I was his first ever raider.
So, all right, folks, there is. Oh, let me put his name in. If I can remember how to spell it right, but it's all right if I spell it wrong. There is Green Bay Wackies link there. Head on over and tell him it's a Maine-iac raid. Be the first time I've ever raided Green Bay, so that'll be a good thing. And that's the way you network, folks. We're gonna raid somebody I've never raided before. So thank you very much, Crystal, for coming up and being my co-host for the evening. I appreciate it immensely. It was very good having you. A $300.
Got a lot of love in this chat recently. Wow.
Wow, that's a big super chat.
That's exactly what I went over like, whoa.
So, but thank you again, Crystal, for being my co-host tonight. And I will heavily take into consideration what you said. It's probably a good idea to see about picking a different time, maybe a different day if I have to, just to tweak it out and see if it can get any better.
Do what you feel is going to be the best for you, but I would definitely consider it.
Well, I definitely, no matter what I do, I think I want to make it earlier anyways.
Notice how everyone noticed the super chat.
Alrighty, folks. Thank you for coming. I will see you all next week somewhere, or in Gills tomorrow, or when R5 decides to be on, or if not, I'll be on Saturday morning for Saturday morning coffee chat.
Yeah, guys, have a great night. Thanks for joining us. Had a good time, Maine-iac. Thanks for having me up.
All right. Thank you very much, Crystal. And remember, Green Bay Wacky, I'll post it up again. Green Bay Wacky, and tell him that the Maine-iac sent you. And with that said, everybody out there in YouTube land, you have a good night. This thing takes so long to end, doesn't it?